Stuck at the end of your story and need inspiration on how to wrap it up in an engaging, exciting way? Enter the Save the Cat 5-point finale, a blueprint for breaking down the last 20% of your story with a satisfying ending that feels earned. My breakdown of all 5 points with examples from books and movies is coming up next. Hello, I'm Jessica Brody, author of the #1 best-selling plotting guide, Save the Cat Writes a Novel, and the founder of the online writing school, the Writing Mastery Academy. Imagine you're reading a great adventure story. The hero has spent most of the story fighting against the evil regime that's oppressed his village, scattered his friends and family, imprisoned the person he loves, and even kidnapped his dog. Just when everything seems lost for our hero, he realizes what he has to do. He's got to kill the king and bring an end to the regime. Now imagine that you turn the page and read, "So he went to the castle, killed the king with no trouble at all, and lived happily ever after at the end." What? No one wants to read that kind of ending. It's too easy. There's no conflict, no struggle, nothing for our hero to overcome. It's totally unsatisfying. That's where the 5-point finale comes in. The 5-point finale is a blueprint for breaking down the finale beat, the last 20% of your novel, into a satisfying ending that feels earned. It is an integral part of the Save the Cat beat sheet, which helps writers structure their stories in an engaging way. And if you're looking for more information on what the Save the Cat beat sheet is, I'll link to my video that breaks down all 15 beats of the beat sheet in the description below. The 5-point finale blueprint applies to every genre, not just big action thrillers or mysteries, because essentially all finales have one thing in common: a goal. In the break into 3 beat of the Save the Cat beat sheet, your hero has some sort of realization about what they need to do to fix things or accomplish what they set out to accomplish. Whether it's to win back their sweetheart, throw the perfect party, or storm the castle and kill the king, your hero knows what they need to do. And the 5-point finale gives some structure for how they can get it done in a way that feels satisfying, earned, and exciting for the reader. So without further ado, let's look at the 5 steps for creating a perfectly satisfying conclusion to your story. And don't worry, examples are coming up afterward. Point number 1, gathering the team. This is the preparation section of the finale. Before your hero can storm a castle, or in other words, before your hero can set off to accomplish their goal, they need to prepare. This section is all about preparation. It's when we see the plan for storming the castle and how the hero is gearing up for it, which helps the reader or audience get excited about how it will unfold. This section can also include the hero having to make amends and repair bridges that were burned in the All Is Lost or in the Bad Guys Close In beats. That could mean the hero has to actually go apologize to their best friend, so the best friend can help them with whatever they need to do. All of that preparation leads to point number 2, executing the plan. This is when the hero actually puts the plan into action. Our heroes started the break into 3 beat with a plan or an idea for a plan, and how they're going to make their first attempt to storm the castle. In other words, achieve their goal, whatever that may be. It might seem easy at first. Everything might seem peachy keen. The hero might even be saying things like, "This is a cinch, I've so got this." But of course we know that can't be true. Because after all, if everything goes right on the first attempt, it won't feel earned. It's too easy with no conflict involved, which is why you have point number 3, the high tower surprise. So in a twist on a classic story, let's say you have a warrior princess storming the castle to save the prince who's been locked up in a high tower. She thinks that's her plan, so she gathers her supplies in point 1, her weapons, her sidekick, and she goes to the castle in point 2. She climbs up the side wall of the high tower only to find, surprise, her plan is foiled. The prince isn't even in the tower, and she's been led right into a trap. The high tower surprise point is basically a moment of conflict that stops the plan in its tracks. It's an unexpected roadblock. But what we see as we study the 5-point finale is the high tower surprise is basically just another catalyst. That's another thing that is thrown at the hero and is forcing them to rethink their plan and change in a new way, or try something different, which is what any good catalyst should do. So our hero has hit another roadblock, and now they need to, point 4, dig deep down. This is the ultimate test of the hero's faith. It's not necessarily faith in a religious sense, although it could be if that's the genre you're writing in. This could be a faith in themselves, a faith in the theme they have to learn, or a faith in their ability to solve the problem. This is when the hero really digs deep down and finds the answer buried within themselves. The first plan failed when they hit the high tower surprise. It's not going to work out the way they planned. So now the hero has to go inward and figure out what it is they have to do and what changes they need to make within themselves, or what it is they need to prove in order to make this work. We could also call this the touched by the divine moment. It's the moment in a story where the hero really finds something within themselves that leads to the ultimate solution to their problem. If you look at the high tower surprise as another catalyst, then you can think of the dig deep down as another debate. Story is all about action and reaction. External plot points leading to internal reflections and revelations. The high tower surprise is the action, the roadblock, and the dig deep down is the reaction that the hero has to have to finally find the answer and prove that they've learned their theme. And when they do, it's time for Point 5, the execution of the new plan. This is when the hero realizes what they have to do to really solve their problem, achieve their goal, and get around that high tower surprise that's standing in their way. This is the second attempt, or third or fourth or fifth attempt, depending on how long your execution of the plan is. But this is the one that ends in victory. Or if you're writing a book that doesn't end in victory, it comes with what I call a purposeful failure. In other words, a failure that says something about the story or about the hero. If we choose to have a non-happy ending or a non-traditional happy ending, it shouldn't be for the sake of bucking a trend. A character's failure should say something about the world, the story, the hero, or the theme. In most cases, though, this section will end with a victory for the hero. Hurrah! So now that you know what the 5 points are, what do they look like in action? Here are a few examples. Let's take a look at the movie Notting Hill. The break into 3 was when William realized he really does love Anna, even though she's famous and he'll have to deal with that fame. And he wants to be with her despite the fear of how it will upturn his life. What is the castle or goal in this 5-point finale? It's to get the girl. So, Point 1, gathering the team, William realizes he's made a mistake in letting Anna walk out of his life. So he turns to his friends and they all pile in the car and go to the hotel where they think she's staying. Point 2, executing the plan. This is when, after some bickering over how to get to the hotel, they arrive and William tries different aliases at the front desk to see if Anna is there. She's not, but the clerk helps him out and tells him where to go next. In this next scene, one friend sacrifices himself by getting out of the car to stop traffic so the others can leave. Point 3, high tower surprise. When they arrive at the hotel, Anna is doing a press conference and it's packed with people. There's no way William will be able to talk to her alone before she gets on a plane to go back to the United States. Point number 4, dig deep down. William realizes he needs to prove that he learned his theme, that he doesn't care about the fame, he just loves Anna and wants to be with her. He raises his hand in front of the whole press corps and declares his love. Point 5, execution of the new plan. William continues his speech and Anna says yes. They get married and live happily ever after. But it wasn't easy. Now let's take a look at a rather popular novel called The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. At the break into 3, the new rule that 2 tributes from the same district can both win is announced, and Katniss calls out Peeta's name. What is the castle or goal in this finale? To win the Hunger Games. So, point 1, gathering the team, Katniss first has to find Peeta, who is injured and hiding. Point 2, executing the plan, she finds Peeta and nurses him back to health, and together they defeat the other tributes. But Point 3, high tower surprise, major roadblock. The capital announces another rule change, and now only one tribute can win. If Katniss wants to reach her goal, she'll have to kill Peeta to do it. Point 4, dig deep down. Katniss realizes she does not want to be a pawn in this game anymore, and she's willing to sacrifice herself, which goes completely against her original goal to survive the Hunger Games. She and Peeta decide to eat poisonous berries and both die, which would leave the game without a winner. Point number 5, execution of the new plan. The capital can't allow that to happen, so they change the rules again, and both Katniss and Peeta are declared winners. They go home victorious. And now let's look at a quieter novel called Because of Winn-Dixie by Kate DiCamillo. This is a middle grade award-winning novel, and the break into 3 is when Opal decides to throw a party to cure everyone's loneliness. Her theme is all about overcoming her own loneliness, and she realizes there are a lot of people who are lonely and she needs to bring them all together. What is the castle or goal in this finale? To throw a party. Point number 1, gathering the team, Opal sends invitations, makes food, and preps for the party. Point 2, executing the plan. The party begins and everything seems to be going well. People like the food and everybody is making friends just like Opal wanted. But then, point 3, high tower surprise, things can't be that easy. There's a thunderstorm and everyone realizes that Winn-Dixie, who we learned earlier is afraid of storms, is missing. Opal is terrified her dog has run away, and this definitely ruins the mood of the party and stops it in its tracks. Point 4, dig deep down. Opal and her father go out looking for Winn-Dixie, and this is where Opal finally confronts her father about her mother. Opal accuses her dad of always giving up on her mother and on Winn-Dixie. This is the first time they've ever had this confrontation, which makes Opal realize that what she needs is not her mother, but to bond with her father, who is still there for her. She digs deep down and finally comes to terms with the fact that sometimes people leave, and there's nothing you can do about it. Point 5, execution of the new plan. Opal and her father return home and find that Winn-Dixie has been there all along, hiding under the bed. And that's the 5-point finale. Whether you have an action-packed thriller with a race against the clock finale or a quieter story with more emotional stakes, these 5 steps are a sure way to make your ending feel earned and leave your reader feeling satisfied. If you want more how-to writing videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel. And if you want to dive deeper into the Save the Cat method and other writing topics like productivity, fast drafting, conquering writer's block, character development, and more, be sure to check out my Writing Mastery Academy, where you'll get on-demand streaming access to all my online writing courses, including my official Save the Cat companion course, my novel fast drafting course, and more. I'll link to all of that in the description below. Also, be sure to download my free Save the Cat starter kit at jessicabrody.com/starter kit to get an overview of the 15 beats and 3 full-length beat sheet analyses of popular novels. Until next time, everyone, happy writing.